You're live.
Hey guys, happy Friday. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a great week. We did.
Hey guys, happy Friday.
We're
Somebody's volume's not down.
that would be Larry's.
Everybody had a great week.
We have Larry in the house tonight, and I'm in the house tonight with Pappy as well.
Woohoo! I'm over somewhere.
We're chilling.
We're getting everything turned on and in focus here.
Hope everybody had a great week.
Larry took longer than usual in makeup, so we're running a little late.
Yeah, the blow drying. He had to go get a blow drying.
We ran out of VO5.
But we are in the house, and tonight we do have Larry in the house with us. We are.
That's bad. I thought I turned mine down.
It is freezing out. I'm telling you that this body was made for the beach. This body was not made for the snow. And I need warmth. I need warmth bad. But I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We haven't been back.
That's right.
We were here Friday, Black Friday. So if you are just joining us, just hope everybody, has any questions or concerns or needs help in any way, please reach out. Let us know. We will be happy to share our experiences and offer suggestions. We're just offering suggestions. We're not telling you to do it. Just offering.
Do it.
Just do it. But yeah, guys, we're here and we're listening. I'm just waiting to see a few people pop in. So if you are here, please, if you can, throw it in the comments. And our man Eric is in the house. Woo! Hey, Eric. I didn't even have to remind you. Look at you go. That brain's working.
We got Larry and asked anybody has any AA questions. Larry's very well versed on the practices and tribulations of Alcoholics Anonymous. He'd be more than glad to answer any questions.
Yep. And
we have professionals we bring in here to
yes.
assist us.
Professional what? I don't know about professional.
But we're here and we're ready to answer any questions you may have. So, ask away. Don't be afraid. There is no dumb question. None at all. Just trying to find the thingy to share it out. So, but we have Pappy in the house as well with us.
Hello.
We just...
That was my McMahon impersonation.
Yeah.
Larry's still fidgeting with his chair. He's
I'm vertically challenged.
vertically
and I feel
challenged.
very upset,
Yeah,
I want to show off my Aussie Christmas sweater. That's what I really
stigmatism.
want to
We
do.
can't
Yeah.
say short or midgets or little. Vertically challenged.
Yes,
vertically
definitely.
challenged.
It's just like substance use disorder.
Yes.
Yes.
It just sounds better.
Where is my share? But anyway, if you're in the house and you are able to comment, please just do a shout out so we know you're there. And if
Christine's on there.
Christine popped in.
Larry's in
Hey,
the hot seat tonight. Yes,
yes, he
is.
is.
Yeah. lukewarm for the moment, but it'll get hotter.
But I just want to remind everybody that it is Christmas season, and our director does work retail, so we can have times where we're running a little late getting started because he has to do the turnpike, and the turnpike sucks ass. So,
I'm gonna find one show we run.
we will continue to keep you
yeah.
posted in case his hours
Your
should be
grandmother ever say stuff
extended.
like that? Mine never did. She's a grandmother.
In case the hours are
weeks,
extended,
yeah.
we may have to postpone the show. So I just want to put that out there before, everybody knows that we didn't go off the air. It's just we have some holiday scheduling issues. So, yeah, that's it for me. How was your week there, Lar?
My week was fine. Outside of my uncle, they're screwing him up. He had the, what was it, RS something or other?
RSV.
Yeah. Well, my cousin told me he had RFD. Well, it doesn't matter. He was in the hospital. He was pretty bad off. And the hospital really screwed him over good, too. They wouldn't give him his meds. They didn't give him his meds. They didn't feed him because he had trouble swallowing. So my cousin had to go down and scream at these people to get a feeding tube in him. And so he can take his meds, so they can feed him. Dropped like 15 pounds that he didn't need to drop. And then he coughed up his feeding tube, and they had to redo that. And the problem was, like, the nurse, whoever was in charge, like, kind of half-assed it, didn't really care. My cousin had to scream and yell to help, so his father could get the meds and some, like, protein and nutrition in the system. Then the head guy, next higher up, come up, he comes in and says, oh, need this or that. Well, no shit. I mean, this is already what he said, So if you go to St. Mary's, good luck. Take your dice with you, too. So
Oh, hey, please, no sexual orientation on this show, sir.
yeah.
We are gender neutral.
Yeah.
Now, how he's been in the hospital, what, a week?
A little over a week.
a little over a week.
2 weeks. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
be there another week, so
Yeah.
No
as long as
dice.
he gets better. Yeah, now I have Thursdays and Fridays free. So I hit meetings. Well, I do that anyway, but. Like I went to my in-person meeting Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Had 2 speakers, one with 2 years, one with 6 years. So, they heard there's, what they had to say, how it was, the whole bit.
Right.
What happened, what it's like now. It was nice. They
Good.
gave me a little cake, congratulations, They're-
Got cake?
Yeah, that's what we do. When somebody has an anniversary, they speak the Friday after their date, and the one girl is secretary and banker and all. She always gets a cake with something written on it, congratulations for like 2
that's
years
awesome.
and all that stuff, yeah. And get a coin. I gotta wait a month before I get my coin, so.
Yeah,
Well, I
because
gotta
you're
wait.
you're coming up in January, for
January
a big
22nd for 6
yeah,
years, yeah.
6 years. Good
No.
for you.
Yeah.
It's like a Weight Watchers or Weight Watchers. They give you a cake that you got like a carrot. After you lost so many pounds.
I hope it's plenty of chocolate in that
That's what
cake.
it is.
So, other than that, things are rolling along. I'm going to meetings, going to the gym once in a while, and I was taking care of my uncle, but that's pretty much
Now you got more
On
time
hold.
on your hands.
Now you have more time. You can
Yeah.
come mow the lawn.
yeah. I
Clean
know,
my
it's-
gutters.
Yeah. Gutter guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the season, man. This is the season, man. Everybody gets a little melancholy, with the holidays, and they start getting all in their own heads and depressed. And
I got my second shipment of stuff coming in from Hallmark tomorrow, and I go crazy Christmas. I just throw that money
Yeah.
right out.
Hallmark loves you.
Oh yeah, they do. They call me every time. They send me coupons and all. Here you saved $100. Yeah, but I spent $4.
Yeah.
gotta spend the same.
Yeah. Yeah, but
But
it's
Hallmark
what
is nice. They have nice things.
Yeah.
So
And I go nuts. I absolutely go nuts. So
Yes.
you don't have to. you could attest to that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Like
the
a
kids.
Macedonian wedding.
Yeah. Yeah.
A buddy of mine's Macedonian. I did his kid's wedding. DJ'd it. Man, he's out there throwing money around like a strip club. It was awesome. I was out there. I mean, I'm like, and here it wasn't even for the bride and groom. It's for the band.
Oh,
But they had a
jeez.
band there too. I didn't get none of that. They
Yeah.
took care of me.
So I'm
But-
a professional dancer if he wants to pay me
There
too.
you go. But all these different.
I'll wear tassels and and a thong or whatever he wants me to wear.
I'm gonna hire you.
Nah.
Tassels at a time.
Nah.
Woo! You gonna wax first? I mean,
Yeah.
you are Italian.
Yeah. There's hair where hair shouldn't be. It's it's the Italian.
Tassels, an old tassels.
Yeah.
Remember the
One guy
Middle East?
shaves
Remember the Middle East restaurant down at Center City?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
the Maharan
Used to deliver there.
dancers.
Yeah. I was still working for the beer
I
distributor.
remember a kid went to something, man. My mother and stepfather took me to, and they had the Middle East dancers with the tassels and stuff. I'm like, holy shit! I was like 12. I was like, yeah, I can't wait like bro.
Yeah. Legs are so hairy, break a razor. Yeah.
She was pretty. She had a nice mustache. She was pretty. She had a nice mustache.
Yeah.
Yes. Honey, it's your wedding night. Bring the
Yeah.
weed whacker.
Shaving cream and a weed whacker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. But this show's going off the rails tonight, isn't it?
Yes, we're talking about recovery here, but you hardly know it, don't you?
So is anybody out there? I can't with this new format. We really can't tell who is here, who isn't, especially since if you're watching it on the television, you can't comment. So if you are here, give us a shout out on the comments so that we know you're here.
Yeah, if you're on the
And-
television, log on with your phone also. That way you could comment and all too. Just log on both devices if you're
Yeah.
watching on your big screen.
Yeah, and just turn the volume down on one of them. So, you're not getting all that feedback and crap like we just had when we started.
Oh, I got a little something we could mention tonight. Just at one of my meetings, this woman, she's had some time in sobriety, and she just broke down to this. She said she had money hidden away for when she wanted to drink again, and but she told her husband, and her husband like kind of flipped out. If you do this again, I'm going to take the kids and leave. And the subject thing, the story is like, it's tough to tell somebody who's not drinking, who's not in a program, about the temptation and stuff that like I did, like putting money away, hiding money so you can get that drink, even though I might be clean for who knows how long, and have it there just in case, and then share it with somebody who doesn't really understand, whether it's a spouse or somebody else. It's tough, and my opinion, and this other, when we have our what's called coffee talk, it's after the meeting, a few of us get
Right.
together and share ideas and stuff, and it's tough. We figured that the only person one could really talk to is another one in recovery, another one who knows the situation, who knows the temptations, who knows that this is going to happen to some people. They're going to put that money away, even though they might not drink for a month or a year or whatever, but it's there. And the temptation sometimes arises, and it's tough, when you go to a loved one and explain to them what the situation is, and depending on the person too, some of them, like I've heard stories with some loved ones just fly right off the handle, and which is not the best thing one could do, or they'll try to be understanding, but they don't understand.
Right.
They'll be sympathetic, but they don't really understand. Like with me, it was like, I was like fighting, but I explained this stuff to when I was married to my wife and all, but it didn't seem to really sink through. It's just because it's not her fault. It's just the way my brain was working, and the lack of understanding of what was going on in my head, how tough it was, how tough. I mean, the fight,
And
with stuff.
not to interrupt you,
Go
but
ahead.
now, did you feel that you were just hurting yourself and nobody else, or did you realize that you were hurting everybody around you? Or how long did it take you to realize that, okay, this isn't affecting just me? this is affecting everybody in the house.
My drinking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I realized it was affecting everybody in the house, but I still came around the house. It wasn't until my wife threw me out that I knew I was hurting everybody, and I really didn't want to hurt anybody, but the urge to drink was so powerful. So like, it just had a grip on me. It had possessed me. No matter I could quit for a week, I could quit for a month. Got to the point I really couldn't quit at all. Sneaking one on the way home, even if it was just one, it still was on my breath, and or even if it wasn't, it was just the way I was acting, the whole mental outlook of it all, and everybody, the whole family knew. And when I, got thrown out, and, eventually moved in with my parents, and they passed away, then I got involved in the program, that things began to change. Things began to change, and it took a while. It wasn't like, oh, good, I'm rehab, recovery house, and doing all the steps and all. It took me like in and around 2 years, I'd say, as a good guess, 2 years to finally start feeling a change in me, to realize that this is the path I needed. This is where I'm going. This is working much better. I started to feel like, I hate to say the rewards, but I'm going to say the rewards, the good things that came in my life, even like taking no car, no license, a SEPTA everywhere, parole, work in Jenkintown, taking a 4:20 a.m. bus, getting home 9 o'clock at night, having to go to sleep, getting up at, and that's without IOP. And when I had to get IOP for the third time through the courts, it wasn't getting home until like 10:30, and it's just more sleep lost. But in the end, that disciplined me. That really, really disciplined me, because I didn't bitch. I didn't complain. I said, well, if I want to live this way, this is what I'm going to have to do now. And that's what I did. And, I even got like inspiration from the people who whined and bitched, especially at IOP. I don't like this. I'm court ordered. I don't give a shit. When I go out, I'm going to get high. Some people went to IOP high. And they give you random urine tests and all. And there was even more, like, we'll call it inspiration for me to, like, it's
Stay
like,
on
how could they
track.
do this? It's like, I'm fighting for, to try to get my life back together again, and give a crap. But
Yeah.
that was them, and this is me.
Yeah.
So
Hold that thought. M. Woods, we're out there. Recovery from what? Recovery from substance. It could be anything from a drug or alcohol. A substance is a substance. And that's what we're about. We are here to help anybody that is struggling. And you say you have an Adderall shortage killing you. Is that a prescription, or is that your drug of choice? We're here to help. We have people in our feed right now that are in recovery. And if you wanted to add any questions or comments, please feel free. We also have a call-in number at 267-737-8031. If you wanted to call in and ask any questions. We have Larry here, who is in recovery. He is not afraid to say it. He's very open about his recovery. I am a family member that has a loved one in recovery as well. And Pappy P over there also is a family member who is, we're called normies, who is also here to answer any questions. And Wood says it's prescription, but pharmacies all on back order. And it's a shame because, that's what we're getting everywhere. And, that's a scary point, because what happens is this is when people can struggle and people start looking for things elsewhere on the street. And that can be really, really scary.
And another thing, Adderall is a very widely abused prescription drug, as you would know. And a lot of pharmacies are hesitant to stock too much of things like Adderall or OxyContin and oxycodone and stuff. It makes them more of a target for robberies and such, and they become like just a melting pot for bogus prescriptions and everything. When they know you have it in stock, your whole customer base starts becoming centered around those drugs, and that in itself it just earmarks your pharmacy and all for problems, because people know that he's got it in stock, and next thing you know they come in, their doors off the hinges in the morning, and so it goes. The shortage has many reasons why there's such a shortage. I mean, so you got to keep that in perspective. I mean, especially now, all these pharmacies now, their feet are being held to the fire, and they're very strictly scrutinized now. Everybody's being watched very closely, doctors and pharmacies,
Yes.
for certain types of prescriptions and such. And the sad part is the people that really need them are the ones that end up suffering because they can't get the prescription, the medication that they actually need. So it's a lot of people can't get their pain medications down, all because doctors and pharmacies are afraid to fill the prescriptions because they'll be held accountable for any bad outcomes these people may have from it. And it's just a sad state of affairs. I mean, everybody's got to go to pain management clinics and all that. A lot of doctors won't even write a prescription for opioids now. They send you to a pain management clinic and let them ascertain whether you need that or not, or whether they're going to give it to you or not. So things have gotten so bad in this country that it finally came to a head. I mean, we're prescribing more pain medication in the United States than the whole rest of the world combined. It was that bad. I mean, it was so widely abused, and so many people didn't even realize they were abusing it or they were addicted to it. It's they're addicted to their medication without even knowing it. So, I mean, it's something. I mean, I don't know your situation there in Woods, but if it is a legal type prescription that you get, I mean, it's something you're going to discuss with your doctor and find out what he suggests. Where you should go and all.
Right. And he may suggest something that is generic or prescribe you a different medication. But we have to also remember that, your body has to get acclimated to the prescriptions, any prescription change. So
And it's dangerous going just right off of it, cold
Right.
turkey too. So if that's something you've been on for a while, you got to be careful. If you can't get your prescription filled, I mean, you just go off of it. I mean, it could cause different problems for you, withdrawal issues or whatever. I mean, so you want to keep taking your prescription religiously, as prescribed.
right.
And
And
not on off
Right.
on off. That's very dangerous.
And if you are, dealing with that situation, whatever you're taking it for, you need to talk to your doctor and find something that is, compatible with that, so that you're taking your medication and you're getting the help that you need by it. So just be careful. Reach out to, the drug company and let them know, like, this is your doctor's prescription and everything's on back order through the pharmacies, and
Right,
you
and
need
let me
your
just-
medication.
Let me just warn you: do not go out and buy this on the street. I mean, Adderall's available on the street and all, but they're pressing all kinds of pills now. You're not getting Adderall. You got to be very careful what you're getting.
Right.
They're pressing pills that are so lookalike that you can't even tell the difference, and you stand a chance of it being full of fentanyl. I mean, you can
Right.
fall right out, man. You got to be very careful what they're pressing. I mean, they're faking all the pills. There's fakes everything out there. Percocets, Adderalls, you name it. So that's something you got to keep in mind. I mean, people get desperate, and then they end up going to the street trying to buy these drugs, and it's you're not getting. You're
Can
not
be
getting what you
very
think
deadly.
most of the
Very
time.
deadly, and that's where that's where a lot of our addiction rose from, because once they started cracking down on the opiate prescriptions, people were told, sorry, we can't give it to you anymore. You have to go to pain management. You have to go to a psychiatrist in order to get that medication. So they're not getting the medication. So where do they go? You just can't stop this stuff. And you end up going out into the street and getting it. And that 85% of our substance use disorder has occurred due to the stopping of these opiates and desperate people going in and getting the prescription through the.
We got a caller out there. Laura.
We have a caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, caller.
Hello, daughter, son-in-law, and Larry.
Hello.
Hey there.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Just fed Bill his 7th Thanksgiving dinner.
There you go.
Yeah. And he wants more.
There you go.
Just checking in, letting you know Sandy's got her Wi-Fi back.
Oh, okay. Hopefully
Okay.
she's listening.
Yes. You
Oh,
have to remind her.
yeah.
Bill has to remind me. So anyway,
All
love
right.
you guys.
Love you.
Take care.
Thanks
Uh-huh.
for checking in.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
So, but I mean, 85% of our country is suffering from the addiction of substances due to not being able to get a prescription filled anymore. And yes, a lot of people, abuse that prescription process and ended up having to go to the street to get it. A lot of people need it, but can't get it anymore because of the cracking down on being overprescribed these medications.
I mean, some people abuse it without even realize they're abusing it. Just a way of life for them, like,
Right.
oh, geez, I blew my knee out on a job, or I wrenched my back. I got to get some Percocets.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go to the doctors and they're like, sorry, I can't help you. What do you
No.
mean? You've helped me for years. Like,
Yeah.
Not no more.
Right.
Take
I'm
two
like, what are you
aspirin.
talking? And then people just feel that's what you do, especially contractors and all. I mean, they really nickname them work-a-sets, and the perks that, and it's to keep working. I mean, it's nothing. I just got a prescription of perks. I'll get through it. It'll get better.
Yeah.
Not realizing what a slippery slope it is with any kind of opioid.
Mm-hmm.
It's some people are fine on it. Some people, man, whoa, it's off to the races. I mean, it's like they affect everyone differently, but now you can't just take them so haphazardly as you may have for forever.
Right.
Man, I had an uncle who was on OxyContin for 30 years probably,
Mm-hmm.
Can't take a little pain.
because he
No.
slipped and fell at the Navy Yard and then long retired and he was still on the damn things.
Right.
And he had an alcohol problem his whole life. He was a recovery.
Gimme.
Mm-hmm.
Gimme.
And with me, I have chronic pain issue, and they put me on this harsh crap, and I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it. They made me sick. I didn't like it. I didn't get the euphoria that somebody else got from it, and I'm grateful that I don't take it anymore. I learn every day how to control my pain with, over-the-counter Motrin or ibuprofen, whatever, stretching exercises. But you're dealing with a mental prescription, and that can be really bad for somebody that suffers from these episodes of depression, anxiety, or whatever. And that's why you need to really find other avenues as well to help you through that. But you have to talk to your doctor and find something else that isn't in short and get it.
And Woods brings up an interesting point there. He brings up, you bring up antibiotics. Antibiotics have really been in strong demand for the last so many years. Part of that is that a lot of people are stockpiling antibiotics. I don't know if you're aware of that. like your preppers and such and all, and people not so much preppers for fear of a collapse, in government or where they're going to be very hard to come by. I mean, believe it or not, people buy antibiotics from like fish stores, these preppers and all. They get antibiotics you put in fish tanks and stuff, and you can actually take it. I don't know how safe it is, but people actually stockpile them. So that's part of the shortage of antibiotics because they're not regulated like as much as pain medicine and all. But it's a very important medication in the event. I don't want to get into politics or anything. People. You got these people, these doomsdayers and stuff. That, if we should have a revolution or such, it's going to be a very important medication to have, antibiotic, because for sicknesses, everything else.
Fish stores.
Yeah, they do. It's
I never heard of
crazy.
that.
No.
Yeah.
See, I do my homework. I read up on all this wacky stuff.
That's
Wacky, but it's factual.
and that's not. I mean, everything's in short. Having a shortage because they don't have. They don't have the client, the employees to get it out there. We went to Walmart today. Yes, I shop Walmart. But we went there today and like the shelves are bare. But
even toys, it's Christmas season. The toy shelves are like bare.
But the parking lot you can't even move in because the tractor trailer cargo bins are back there because they don't have anybody to unload them. It's just getting ridiculous. It really is. And this is where we're at today. This is the new America, and it's a shame because we're hurting. Nobody wants to work anymore. But the people that are out there that are working they're not happy with their job because those that are there working are doing the job of 5 people because they can't get people to work. And it's a shame that that's where we're at today. And, thank you, COVID. That really hurt our country bad. And I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. So, get to whoever you need to check out any type of all natural,
homeopathic,
meditation, yoga. I mean, because you don't know how to do it, and there's a lot of things out there that can help you change your mindset and help you through those really difficult times. And you just have to really, look into it and find the right people to help you through it as well. But to get into, therapy or whatever, you have to do something. Because that can be really dangerous, not having your prescription and suffering from that. Eric has the whole prescription dialogue needs revamped by the FDA. It's the doctor shopping that started it. Now they regulate.
Days are over, and that's why we got so many desperate people now.
Yeah, now they regulate drugs and they had to. 85% of our country was addicted due to overprescribing medication. But today it has...
Overprescribing of everything. People just think like of the hard stuff. It's the overprescribing of antibiotics. That's why people now, they're antibiotic resistant. Mm-hmm. So they got to take stronger and stronger antibiotics because the other ones don't work. Because their bodies just become immune to it, and these diseases aren't affected by it. So it's like you gotta be careful with antibiotics. People say it's just an antibiotic.
That's that easy way out type of thinking too. Right. I don't feel good. I want a pill. I don't feel good. I want a pill. And somebody, M said, "What was I recovering from?" I'm sorry. I'm recovering from alcoholism. So, in case I forgot to mention that, but that's just so I clear that up.
Yeah.
And, on one of the news networks, I had the little teletype thing underneath. They said, 65 and older now, they're getting more addicted at a faster rate than the younger people. And alcohol too is like a major thing, people 65 and over compared to like, I think it was 2019 and 2020 went up like 18% as compared to younger people. So, and the prescription too, and then you could take over. The
You're good.
prescription stuff is, I take prescription too, and I take it as prescribed. And I know a couple times when I didn't refill it, I could feel the change in me. I take an antidepressant; it's a mild one, but I could still feel the change. So I get back on it again, I could feel like somewhat normal, somewhat steady.
And to say like the 65 and up, you're talking about people that have been isolated because of COVID for so long. They were social drinkers, and now they're sitting at home and they can't go anywhere. They can't do anything. So their occasional drink at home became maybe every weekend because they're not going out and socializing and drinking. And it's become a problem because the depression, the anxiety of all of that isolation.
Sure. People don't think of alcohol as a drug.
Yeah, and idle time.
Right.
No,
Anything
go to the
legal.
store or whatever.
Right. So, I mean, that's what we're facing today. That's where it's just getting really difficult, seriously, to really...
It's very important to take things as directed. As directed.
Exactly.
I developed a dependency on nasal spray years ago because I had a serious congestion issue and I had sleep apnea, and I noticed, man, I do this nasal spray, man, I can breathe like a charter.
Yeah.
So using it, once a day to twice a day to a couple times a day.
Been
It
there,
got to
done
the point
that,
I
yeah.
couldn't breathe without the shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I was so chronically congested, and I had to go to doctors to get put on a prescription nasal spray, one of them ones on Nasonex or whatever,
Yeah.
and to take it.
Afrin.
No, that's the worst. That shit, Jesus Christ, that's over the counter Afrin.
Yeah.
That's like I don't want to talk about that. I wasn't even taking that. I was taking like this Vicks, had a nice wintergreen type thing and all that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, man, I breathed better than ever. I was sleeping better, but then I got to the point I couldn't breathe without this stupid shit. I'd buy like a bottle every 2 days. Right?
Yeah.
So I had to go on a prescription to get off over-the-counter medication.
Yeah.
The body at work.
Yeah. Eric says, if there is a loophole, you can bet your sweet petunias an alcoholic or an addict will find it. And
That's
that is true. And it's true because like our we as the family members, oh, we want to do this for them. Oh, we want to do that for them. Oh, we want to, if we do this, they won't go out and use. If we do that, they won't go out and use. But these are things that they can do for themselves, but we're trying to make it easy for them. And they always say, if they had to swim across the river in the winter to get their drug, they would. So they will be able to find, a place to live, whatever you should be doing as an adult that is, not in active addiction. They'll be able to do the same thing, so, they'll do what they need to do to get it. And
We're always too worried about putting too much pressure on our loved
Yes.
ones in addiction. We're afraid that'll lead them into a relapse or a slip or this or
Yes.
that, or they'll be depressed. And nothing could be farther from the truth. I mean, like Lori says, I mean, we're too busy cleaning up their messes and everything else. They have no consequences. We're paying their legal bills. We're paying their car payments so they don't get bad credits, so on and so forth. I mean, whereas we all live by consequences. I mean, that's why we all do the speed limit. Well, most of us, not my wife, but we all do the speed limit and stuff on the road because there's consequences if you don't. We all put money in a parking meter because you're going to come out, you're going to have a ticket. There's going to be consequences. So
Or
life
towed.
without consequences is just chaos, man. It's like
It is.
we all live by consequences.
but why are there rules? Why are there laws? So
because
that
man doesn't know how to govern himself.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the truth. I
Exactly.
mean, we need rules because we would just do whatever the hell we want.
Exactly. And
And that's why that's all being a civilized society.
Allegedly civilized. Yeah.
And that's where we're at today, because even the generation coming up, they don't feel the rules pertain to them. They don't feel that the laws pertain to them, and we're going crazy out there. Like,
That's why like bars and liquor stores are like close at 2:00. Right on Pennsylvania, I don't know about everywhere. Because if they didn't, we would drink 24 hours a day. Right? We would have a break. I mean,
Yep,
I mean
it
that's
is.
why they did that. I mean, if they were allowed to stay open, they would.
Betty Ann is in the house.
No consequences. Yeah.
No consequences. So, Mike or M Woods, I hope that's helpful. I hope you can find the right person that can help you until they can get that figured out, or they can find another medication that can help you through whatever you're going through. Because that is important. You don't want to start going elsewhere to get that help, because it can be a very deadly form of help. So, so many strange things are being put into everything. So,
Stay off the streets.
Yeah.
Just stay off
Yeah,
the streets.
it's
Because
so
you don't know what you're
dangerous
going to
today.
get there. Even if you have to suffer somewhat,
yep,
stay off the streets, because the alternative is not very good.
yeah. So,
Yeah, it used to be like, they would adulterate your drugs with like benign things like baby laxatives or
yeah.
or plaster of Paris and stuff like that. Now,
No,
Jesus
now it's
Christ.
Now it's
I
trank.
mean, rat poison
and,
and trank
the
and
trank is just
and
horrible today.
and fentanyl. Fentanyl's so damn cheap now. I mean, they're coming in by boatloads into this country from China. And they put the fentanyl on everything anymore. I'm surprised
Yep.
it's not on our water supply yet. God forbid. They always protect the water supplies and all that stuff. I mean, it's the most vulnerable thing.
Well, don't give them any ideas.
I don't like they haven't thought of it already.
Yeah.
First, like,
Yeah. They've thought of stuff we haven't even begun to think
Exactly. And if only they would go get a job, they would, the world would be
they
a
invented
much
the
better
toothbrush
place.
in Kensington. Did you know that?
Yeah. Oh, God. Why?
Well, it was about anywhere else. It'd be the teeth brush.
The teeth right there. Okay.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, it's scary out there today with what they're putting in there, and what you can't even get into treatment anymore because of all of the open sores that this trank is causing, and all the shit that they're putting in.
And I think a lot of people are scared, and I think it's leading more people towards alcohol more. I think there's more people drinking alcohol now than ever.
According to that study, people 65 and
Right.
older, they're hitting
Well, like
it
now,
more
like
than-
people like I'm not as old as you,
No.
but I'm pretty close. But like people like
Not
us,
me.
we
That's
we
right,
would be
Sonny.
scared all this, Sonny.
Yeah.
I'm still in my
Sparky.
50s.
We'd be afraid to go on the street, so they're just leaning more towards alcohol. I go in the store, I know that's safe. I can buy it right there. But
Yep.
So they're self-medicated with alcohol because they're afraid to death to go buy it down the street from what they see on the news and all.
Alcohol's no joke either, because that is just as bad as all the
Alcohol
other
kills more
chemicals,
people
so-
than all drugs. It just takes longer to kill you.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know? More
Don't be
people
fooled.
die every day from long-term
Yeah.
alcohol use.
Exactly.
Like the
It's-
alcoholic that says, "Well, I'm going to lay off the hard stuff. I'm only going to drink beer and
Beer,
wine."
right.
You
You
know,
gotta
I
love
heard
that.
that. How many times have I
Yeah.
heard that
A
story?
lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Look at us.
I don't drink the hard stuff.
Look at us. Oh, we're smoking too much. We're going to go to the light cigarette.
Well, that's
Yeah.
my favorite story.
And
I
that,
got strep throat bronchitis when I was a young man. I was probably, 20.
I
in my
used to
20s.
smoke 2 packs a day. And when we were married, my wife and I, we were smoking a lot. And we said, we got to do something about this. So, I come up with the idea, look, we'll only smoke after sex. So, I still have the same pack from
since
1979, yeah.
All right, Rodney.
Yeah.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah.
She's up to 2
She's
packs
up
a
to
day.
3 packs a day, yeah.
but I, when
But my-
we went to the light cigarette because we were smoking too much and we were
I
like
went to Marlboro Lights
hacking.
because you figured it'd be better
Yeah,
for you.
we went to Marlboro Lights, so
Healthier.
we
Yeah.
were smoking 2 packs instead of the 1 pack a day.
I
Like
remember my
it was
mother buying me them
crazy.
Now cigarettes. Remember them Nows?
Yeah.
It was like you couldn't get no smoke out of that filter on that damn thing. You could have
Or
filter creek
100s
water
and
through it.
110s,
Uh-huh.
You had
anything
to break
short
the
of a
filters
pole
off,
vault.
but-
Yeah.
Oh my God! And now they have those little tiny packs of cigarettes. There's 20 cigarettes in it, but it's like real skinny. And I can't even imagine smoking. They're like
I don't know,
so
man.
thin,
I've been a truck driver last like almost 40 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
that
bar
crap.
straws.
I
It's
smoke
crazy.
more damn cigarettes than I like to think of, man. Because I could smoke whatever I wanted, you know. I was
Yeah.
2 packs a day, 3 on
Me
the
too.
weekends if I was
It
drinking.
was a 2-pack of Marlboro.
Yeah.
Yep. And going back to something you had said that you know, we're a society of where, you know, oh, this hurts. I'm in pain. I'm going to the doctor and, you know, let them know and they'll give me the good stuff. And you know, you don't think about the medication. Your doctor is prescribing it
Right,
to
you're
you.
good to go. I mean,
You know what I
the
mean?
doctor's giving it to
The
me.
doctor's giving it to me. I'm not going to read this 54-page pamphlet that comes with the medication. I'm in pain, and they're going to do what's right for me. And unfortunately, you cannot see an addictive brain before the substance hits the brain. You know,
You're lucky, Betty Ann, you never smoked. You are lucky.
yes,
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, that is the hardest thing to stop. It's
Once you do it,
horrible.
the damage is done. I mean, it's still better to stop. I mean, we haven't smoked for like 20 years.
Yeah. Eric says, forgot all about the Now cigarettes.
Remember that? That thing you could filter pond water through them and drink it. That filters were so efficient. You just couldn't get any air through them.
Yeah, I don't remember Now.
I'd break the damn filters off to be able to smoke. My mother bought them for me because I had strep throat and bronchitis. I'm laying in bed. I couldn't even breathe.
Here, have menthol.
So she loved me. She went out and bought me healthier cigarettes because she heard me trying to smoke a Marlboro. I was like throwing a lung out. So she goes, "Here, honey, I got you these Now cigarettes. They're better. There's some chicken soup and a pack of Nows."
Don't forget your orange juice, honey.
Your toxic gas you're inhaling, yeah. It's a lighter version.
Everybody
Uh-huh.
smoked when we were kids. Like, I'm
Yeah.
bringing something. I remember my pediatrician with a cigarette in his mouth with a stethoscope go, "Yeah, he'll be okay." You know, an ashtray on his desk right in his office. Everybody smoked.
And that was my favorite, going to the doctors and like, you need to quit smoking. It's not good for you. You really need to quit smoking. And they're like, okay, now go out and they'll give you some prescriptions and whatever. And you're leaving and there's the doctor sitting out on the
My doctor
front.
didn't have business cards. He had cigarette lighters with his name and all. They were like, he had them out to you.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm sorry, doc, but you smell like an ashtray.
I had cigarette machines in my cafeteria in high school.
So did we. So did we. It's crazy.
Not mine.
Crazy world.
Nice North
Well, they didn't
Catholic.
have them in reform school.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
a
might as
fi-
well have been. I went to North
it
Catholic.
was a
you know,
fire hazard.
The Dachau of friggin' Catholic schools, yeah.
I thought I went to Catholic school. It was Ryan. We had cigarette machines in my freshman
Couldn't
and
smoke.
sophomore.
And they used to have a track. You used to walk around back in the corner. The kids used to
Uh-huh.
smoke. And once in a while, the head disciplinary come out and catch a few. And he was like,
We just walk outside and fire up.
Yeah, we were in California, and they would flick them in the mulch, and the mulch kept catching on fire, so they quit. They weren't allowed to smoke on the school property anymore. Like, nope, we got to stop that. That's
Such an
done.
about face on things. And things that were like so common.
Yeah, it is. Lately, it's
You never see kids drinking out of garden hoses no more. No. It causes cancer. Put
Don't.
that hose down.
don't drink out of
well,
there.
they
You're
do
gonna.
commercials about the miracle hoses and all. Oh, you can even drink out of it now.
Yeah.
They're like, duh. You
What
know?
is it? The
What
brain
else is there?
eating enia, whatever they're called, that
I
are
know.
that from the
Enzymes.
heated water from
Oh.
the sun. Like, oh my
And
god.
everything was there. We didn't
Yeah.
use seatbelts. We used to lay up on the back dash in the car while you were driving.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Seatbelts.
Pappy's always saying, like, I'll be going somewhere, like, I need to get, stop to get something to drink because I forgot to get my water. And he's like, when did we start, like, having to drive around with
With
water?
a bottle of water next to us.
We never did that growing up.
In my
Like,
teens and early age, I might have had a bottle of beer next to me, but I never felt. I think I'm going to bring a big thermos of water with me
Yeah.
in case I dehydrate on the way to the shore.
yeah. And
Yeah,
and
right.
and now you see the lines wrapped around the Starbucks and the Dunkin' Donuts because everybody has to have a drink in the car with them. Like,
To see the people buying cases of water at Sam's Club on everything.
Yeah.
yeah,
Since when did everybody get so thirsty? That's what George Carlin said. Yeah.
uh-huh. It's crazy, but it's. We went to dance tonight, and I was like, oh, and we were running around, And I was like, I forgot my water. I'm like, oh man. And it's only at a 45-minute class.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
This is
die of
fair now.
thirst if I don't get
That's
my
just
water.
society. And everything you get new norms.
Yeah,
It's
New
crazy.
abnorms.
more and more. I want.
Like
I
tell
want.
like these cell phones. My God, I run out of the house to go to Wawa. And I got something. Oh, I forgot my phone. I got to turn around.
Yeah.
Wawa's only 10 minutes down the road. I'll be home in 20.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, the governor could call or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now my favorite are these people that like just pull over to the side of the road because they have to answer. Are you conducting brain surgery? Because like what is so important that you have to like swerve to the side of the road to answer your cell phone? Like you can wait till you get home unless you're doing robotic brain
I
surgery.
can't. I won't be able to wait till I go home. I gotta know. I just gotta know.
But it's just crazy where
very
we're at
impatient
today.
as a society now.
We are.
Depends
we
on
are.
who it is for me. If it's one of my kids, I'm on the phone. If it's not, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Wait till I get home.
Yeah. But it's easy today because now they have all that voice messaging. You don't even have
Yeah.
to. You don't have to look at your phone. You just,
Well, it's harder for Larry. Larry's got a rotary phone.
Yeah.
You don't have all those options available.
At least,
Yeah.
at least Eric stepped up and got a better phone, so he doesn't
flip-
sound
Let's
like
not
he's in.
start
A,
on Eric and his phone.
he doesn't sound like
bring
he's
this
in
up
a
like every
tin
week.
can anymore.
He's going to start tuning out if we keep riding him about that friggin'
Well,
phone.
he got a new phone, so he don't know how to use most of the features, but he got a new one.
That's right. I can't laugh. I can't even turn on my television in my house.
No,
My grandchildren can, and I can't. It's so complicated,
yeah,
You should just push the button and go to your channels. Now, Jesus Christ, you got to turn on 15 things, and you got this remote that's like the space shuttle console
Yeah.
now. I got to go on this Hulu to this, that. I'll
yeah.
give you a
Our
break.
grandson will be 2 next month, and my granddaughter just turned 5, and
I'm becoming technologically challenged. I am technologically challenged.
yes, Eric,
Forgot
there
all
has
about the
been
now cigarettes. Oh, we got
there-
so
and
many
it-
changes in the last 50,
50
years.
years.
Big
It-
changes too. It's like big strides. And
it is.
you know what? I got to get my pet peeve out of the way since we're off the rails tonight. This is a pet peeve. Has anybody used a Q-tip lately?
Oh, my
Q-tip?
God.
There's no friggin' cotton on the Q-tips anymore. It's like sticking a coffee
used it
stirrer
tonight.
in your ear. There's no cotton on them no more. Big cotton shortage, I guess, too. We're out of Adderall. We're out of friggin' Q-tips, man. It's like,
Everything's getting smaller. Like the
It
cans,
is. But
cans of
our ears
coffee
ain't
were
getting
this big,
friggin'
now the
smaller.
Q-tip-
Yeah.
It's like a damn sharp stick, and you're like, geez, did the cotton fall off in my ear? Like, you got to look at. There's no cotton on a Q-tip no more.
Yeah.
Mark my words, you're all going to run to your closets. Your linen. They still call them linen closets. Is
I
that a
guess they
dated
do,
term?
yeah.
That's
I
a
grew up.
data term.
Go
Now
to
it's
your
the
linen closet and check your box of Q-tips. You'll be astonished.
Yes, Eric says it's a camera that doubles as a phone. Pretty much. That's what mine is. I got it for the camera. I upgrade it for the camera.
Those other phone was like it doubled as a football. It was like that was a Madden phone or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
remember
horrible.
that.
You call it. You got a bad reception. That's a hardwired phone.
So anybody out there that's struggling, if you can comment, please pop it in the comments. It looks like
off the
people
rails
are-
tonight. Anybody has something they want to talk about, please,
Okay.
man, fire it
Please,
up. I mean,
if
Half
you
hour,
are
let's-
struggling,
let's go here.
Let's go.
A lot of people struggle in this time of year. It's the holidays, man. It is relapse season. I'm hearing nothing about relapses lately. I mean, we got a lot of our people, and I don't want to call them customers. We have a lot of our friends that are associated. We deal with calling up and have a problem with their loved ones. I mean, they're questioning their
Right.
behaviors. And like I said, your family can usually see your relapse coming before you do.
yeah,
You can see a whole change in your mannerisms and your habits, and it just all the way around. They know something's up before you realize something's up, and
Right.
then before you know, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. You're right.
Yeah,
Right
see
back in the
that,
hot
yeah.
seat, man. Like
Yeah.
that quick. So, like, don't be afraid to say something to them. I mean, we have a lot of people on here that aren't in addiction. We have a lot of parents that all tune in here and all. That's what we do. We deal with families now mostly, and they always come and say like I'm seeing it's a real difference in his demeanor.
Well,
know,
hello,
that's-
Valiant Thor. Glad you popped in. We are a recovery based program. We talk recovery from any substance use disorder. So if you have an issue or you want to learn more about substance use disorder, you came to the right place. Christine says, when I was doing drugs, I put anything up my nose without question. But now I find myself reading labels on over-counter drugs. A lot of,
You're welcome there, Valiant. We're glad to see you channel surfing in here. Lori said we're recovery based. We deal with both people in active abuse of substances and their families that aren't in active abuse to help them understand, you know, the habits and the sciences behind addiction. It's very interesting, and we have a lackadaisical approach. We're not all doom and gloom here. You might see a little levity in our conversation. We have a lot of viewers that tune in every week, and we try to keep it light but serious. You know, it's hard to find a family that's not directly affected by addiction today. I mean, you shake any family tree hard enough, you'd be surprised what falls out of it. But it's great, man. You're tuning in here for Los Alamos.
well, thank you
Glad to
so
see you
much,
out there.
Valiant.
I channel
for-
surf too. I always look at random things just like you do. I
Yeah.
always try to find something new and interesting.
We're here every Friday,
Every Friday night,
9 to 10:30.
Feel free to tune in.
Yep.
We're not for profit. We're not a monetized station. We don't look for any money.
Nope.
Yeah, we do this from a sound studio that our engineer runs here. There's a recording studio, and he's very gracious to let us come in here on Friday nights. And my engineer happens to be my son, so he really don't have much of a choice. I leave him out of the will. But anyway,
Out of those millions, yeah.
Yeah.
big dollars.
And many blessings to
Yeah,
you
man.
as
Tell any of your
well.
friends that might be suffering with a substance use disorder. That's what we call it now. We don't call anybody addicts. It's a substance use disorder, whether it be drugs or alcohol. Tune in and he give you some answers. You can ask some questions. You can put their own 2 cents in. We're
Call
friendly.
in.
We're a friendly bunch.
And he's
We're out of
Office of Chemical Physics
we're out of
Research.
Philadelphia. We're real close to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Down here, we're in the suburbs of Philadelphia.
But anyway, if anybody has any thing they want to talk about, hey, we're here. We're listening.
Yeah, we talk about anything but religion and politics. We
Speaking of which.
steer clear of that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
I was tiptoeing around the whole
Shut
revolution thing with antibiotics. Larry didn't even know about the whole antibiotic thing. I mean, people stockpiling them all. You know, people sadly were hurting their animals to take them to the vet to get their dogs and like
Yeah.
pain relievers. That's at the height of
They were
how bad it was.
breaking their animals' bones
How sad it was.
to get their high because the doctor shopping had stopped and the pharmacies cracked down. You know, where it's just sad. But you know what? It's still going on too. There's still doctors being arrested because they're still overprescribing. And-
There's money to be made.
Yeah.
And that's what it-
Capitalism at its best.
Yeah.
Money is the root of all evil, man. It's like
It is.
People just become consumed by the whole process. I mean,
And
their own addicts. There's a lot of doctors that are fighting their own addictions too.
Yes.
I mean, as we brought up before, an engineer here, I think I heard a story of a cardiologist that was addicted to, prescription opiates for years, and when the whole squeeze came down, I mean, he couldn't get his prescriptions no more, and he couldn't write his own. His colleagues didn't want to write him any. Everybody knew he had an issue. I mean, he'd be dipping out doing heart surgeries in the operating room, and the nurses are all looking at each other, and they're always like, "What the hell do we do?" You don't want to, excuse the expression, you don't want to narc out
Yeah.
a doctor, a surgeon. You'll never get no working out. So it's like this whole catch-22 thing, and
yeah.
finally, he saw treatment. Now he lectures and stuff and all too.
And that's the nice thing about recovery, the treatment centers. They actually have treatment centers for the people that are like your emergency responders, your veterans. They have special treatment centers or treatment classes or whatever you want to call them. that deal with the trauma that they may see during their jobs with police, fire, medics, and veterans, because that's a whole other evil that they see out on the streets, that the trauma that comes from that, the trauma that the police officers see, the trauma that the EMTs see, and our veterans, of course, there's a whole different.
We got areas of the city of Philadelphia, mostly being the Kensington area. It's like a battlefield. Mm-hmm. I mean, your first responders, man, they get like a post traumatic stress just from seeing it day in and day out. Mm-hmm. And I'm not exaggerating how bad it is.
Hour after hour.
Yeah, it's like watching an episode of the Walking Dead, man, and not to make light of it. It is that bad. And people are that animated and that just out of it. And it's been going on for years, and it's worse now than ever. Mm-hmm. I mean, we did a lot of years of outreach work down there. I mean, I used to go down every Sunday, and my wife would come with me on many of them. And, my God, it just got progressively worse and worse and worse. And we changed gears. A few years ago, we work more now with families and parents, because they seem to be left behind in all this. And just, we said before, a couple of weeks ago, we said, let's go just take a ride down and see what's going on, see, if it's gotten any worse, which we knew it had to have gotten worse. Well, we never expected to see that it got that much worse. We never thought it was possible. Mm-hmm. It was so bad. I mean, just to see it on television, it just scratches the surface. You have no idea that you're in the United States when you go to this area. And I'm not being ridiculously overreactive. It's a third world country. You can't believe that you're in the United States.
I was there about a week ago. I had to go up to CVS after my meeting. My AA meeting to get my final COVID booster, and I went through Kensington Avenue, and it's the avenue is packed. But not only that, but the side streets too. You go up there for a block or two, it's the same thing.
Hundreds of people. Yeah. I mean, we're not talking like 30, 40 years ago. You always had your Skid Row people down by the tracks. They're everywhere now. Everywhere.
Yeah, because they can't get to the tracks.
And there's like 100-fold or more. Yeah, they do.
They look horrible. They look beat absolutely horrible.
They're covered in sewers, especially now with its what is it called? Xylitol, not xylitol, but it's xylene. It's a horse tranquilizer. They're adulterating the heroin, which isn't even heroin anymore, supply went on. It's causing gaping open wounds on people.
And
it's horrible, and they won't even accept them in the most rehabs because of their wounds. So they got to be medically treated first to clear up their, getting and the clock's ticking the whole time, man. It's just a bad situation that's gotten worse.
And it's getting, and especially with the flu and everything else that's starting back up again, and COVID, I'm sure will be up, and So getting them into the hospitals to, it sucks, because even when they have that moment of clarity, that small little space of clarity where they want to get the help that they need.
Yeah, you got to work
and
fast.
You can't because you have opened wounds, and the hospitals can't get to you because they're so backed up with flu and cold and blah, blah, blah. That window shuts tight and locks, and
why we're losing 70,000 plus Americans a year to overdose, and that's a modest estimation. I mean that goes up and up and up. I mean it's constantly updated, and it's not changing. It's getting worse and worse, and more and more people are becoming addicted. A lot more are surviving. It's so weird, that number, because so many people now are surviving their overdoses to opiates and opioids due to the mass distribution of naloxone or Narcan, whatever you call it. It's naloxone. The brand name is Narcan. It's like Scotch tape and cellophane tape,
Mm-hmm. And to tell you the truth, if you have a loved one that is actively using, I cannot stress enough how important it is for you to have Narcan on in hand, because even if they're doing meth, Narcan is not going to save somebody from an overdose of meth, but it's mixed with so much shit and fentanyl especially, that at least you can help them if it's due to fentanyl that you're having an overdose. So you give it to them no matter what, because
Even
it's
if you
not going to hurt
misdiagnosed
them.
their situation, Narcan will not hurt you.
It will not hurt you. That it will not. You will not get any kind of medical issue because of it. You just have to be vigilant and just do what you had to do to save your loved one. To save anyone. I came upon a gentleman at the mall, and I thought, okay, this is my first time. I'm going to have to do this, and I went over to see if they were alive, and lo and behold, the police and the security came up. I was like, whew, I don't have to do this. And that would have been my first time to ever do it. But here it's just a gentleman that was, dipped out onto the sidewalk, and, somebody could save them, whether he was having an overdose or whether he was having a heart attack. You're not going to hurt them by giving them Narcan. They're going to be pissed off that you took their high away, but you save their life as well.
I carry it everywhere. I have it
Yep.
with me all the time.
Yeah.
I already tested out the Q-tip. King of mine knows his ear's hemorrhaging.
Thanks for the heads
I
up.
have to check the Q-tip validity. Now my ear is hemorrhaging. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
That was a warning, Hammer.
Yeah.
I was warning you. I wasn't
Not to
tempting you
do
or,
it.
or suggesting. It's
No.
the truth.
Next time, use your elbow.
Yeah, it's the only thing you should ever put in your ears is your elbow.
Hey, Christine, yeah. I stuck everything and anything up my nose when I was getting high, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was back in my drug days. It's amazing how, try this, okay. Try that, okay. Try this, okay. Hey, this is good. This didn't do anything. God.
But back then, it was probably it's just horseshit fillers put in the thing.
Right.
You're buying garbage that wasn't even a narcotic. Now, that shit will kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're never worried
Yep.
about. Like, holy crap!
And-
You go buy a hand pressed pill on the street, it could kill you.
The other night in our support group, we had a family member that their loved one is active, unfortunately. They haven't found their clarity yet. And they were with them, and they had a migraine. And she said, here's 2 Excedrins. And they were like, oh, no, I'm not putting that stuff in my body. I'm like, hello, you're actively using as an IV user. Take 2 Excedrins. It'll help your headache.
Amazing.
That's bad for my liver. That's got acetaminophen in it.
Yeah. It's just crazy how their minds think. It really is. It's just crazy. But we're
Like
coming
these
up.
people, I was talking about spring water. I mean, we go to Sam's Club. I see these people like from different ethnicities and parts of the world, and they got like 6 cases of water on their cart. Now they come from a country that got the most horrible water.
Yeah.
I still drink tap water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, we got spring water in the studio in the fridge here because it's convenient, But I mean, I'm still alive. I'm still in pretty reasonably good health.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, the water, you drank it for, I've been drinking it since
whole
I was
life.
a kid, and all of a sudden now you have to have bottled water.
Yeah, you
It's
shower with the water.
purified
Do you?
water.
I always
It's
get
gotta
people
be
with that. I
spring
said,
water.
do you filter all the water in your house that you shower with? Oh, well, no. I said, well, you don't think your body absorbs that water in the shower, through your pores and all? My one buddy, I'm just love to bust his balls, and he goes, "Why you always got to give me shit to think about that? I don't need to think about it. Now I'll be thinking about it."
Now I'm putting a whole house
Oh, geez,
filter
man, I
on.
gotta go get a whole
you're gonna put Brita in the shower
osmosis
head?
system.
I'm going to have to put my Brita in my
But it's
shower.
the truth.
It
It's
is.
still fear in this about everything.
And I do know that your body absorbs it, because when I get a shower, I'll weigh myself afterwards.
And there's a
I
5
have-
pound difference.
I have gained weight. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, same
well-
thing when I go to the gym. I go to the gym, I weigh so much, I come home, it's like, wait a minute. I was doing this for an hour and a half, and I weigh 3 pounds more now. How the hell does that happen? Yeah?
Do you weigh yourself after a doodle in the morning?
Oh, who doesn't?
You have to. Every little bit counts.
I can't see what Eric just put on. It's over there. I say in my lead.
I've been
that
taking my
I was
eyeglasses
a
off.
sewer.
They're gonna ask
I
me.
took any and all the shit I could. I don't know what he's. I can't really.
It's a riddle.
Oh, it's Eric's riddle. I don't have it up here. It's not coming
it's
up
not on my
on my
phone.
phone or
Say in my head what I
my other
thought
thing.
it was a sewer.
But I love Eric's riddles. He's awesome. Well, we have 15 minutes left, guys. Here is your chance. If you have something that you need us, you know, some help with, you need to get off your chest, that you want us to share our experiences, now's the time. You can also give us a call at 267-737-8031. Also, if there is something out there that you want to hear about, you want us to talk about, please don't hesitate to.
If you want to see Larry dance with tassels and a thought.
I have photos.
I have him in my backpack.
You said it,
too,
Bill.
so
Yeah.
I know a lot of people
Yeah.
who pay good money to.
film at 11.
Yeah. And I just want to mention
lot of
again,
tomatoes,
because there didn't seem to be a lot of people when I mentioned it before when we started. It looks like we have more people now. Because of the holiday schedule, my director works retail. So there may be Friday night that we may miss a show. It will be on my page on Living Hopeful.
Yeah, we'll always let you know.
Yeah, we'll always check the page, and I will post on there that the show is canceled due to
Comment on what you
scheduling,
said.
but or we may be starting a little later. So please, you know, just shoot me a message. I'll be happy to answer. I will put on Living Hopeful's Facebook page if we're running late or we're not going to do the show due to hours or what have you. So I just want to make sure that everybody that is here understands that I will be posting it also on the page, the Facebook page, so everybody knows as well.
And it's good. More and more people are figuring out that we changed formats. We switched over to YouTube from Facebook, and it's a little harder to traverse, it seems, for some people. But more and more people are coming back and figuring it
Finding
out.
their way.
And that, you know, as I said, we don't get all the data that we used to get with Facebook as far as viewers and who they are and all. So we know a lot of these are sitting back here in the background, and
And if
you
you
want to remain anonymous, that's cool. That's awesome.
Right.
I mean, we understand.
right, and I just wanted to say, you know, if you guys can share this out, subscribe and like the page, the channel. I guess it's called
And
a
that's
channel.
strictly just for more viewers to help more people and to expand our
Right.
horizon. We are not a monetized station on YouTube, so you know we don't make any money.
We don't make any
and
money.
We're not looking for any money from anybody.
McDonald's did not pay me to drink their soda. It's just where we had dinner tonight. They don't pay me. Live and Grin. I talk
Emily
ab-
House.
Emily House.
We wear all the garb.
You know,
we have a lot of friends in the industry.
Never Surrender Hope.
But yeah, there you go.
And my Live and Grin underneath.
Ozzy Osbourne Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had to pay deposit for the bottle.
Yes,
Other
he
than
does.
that, you
He
know.
did. But you know that's I'm just here to help
Yeah, we're gonna have
because
to help as many people as we can. I mean, that's what it's all about for us. That's our payback, just to know that, you know, we give some people some hope that people
Right.
do recover from drugs and alcohol,
And
we know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, some people may think it's a dead end street for them. They tried everything, their loved one or themselves and all. I mean, going on for 30 years. I mean, this is the way it's going to be. It doesn't have to be that way.
nope. And we may have somebody from Never Surrender Hope, somebody from Emily House that are having fundraisers or whatever. I don't have any problem with them coming in and talking about their
We always
fundraiser.
mention it. We mentioned. I mean, that's what the whole recovery movement is about. It's about networking. You know, and it's it takes money to help people.
Yes,
So
and it
we
does.
don't have the money to give, but we got some time and we got the technology to give.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And that's why
we do what we do.
that's why I do, because everybody has their hand out. because people have to pay people. So people have to earn money. The organizations earn money to help people get into treatment that don't have that financial ability.
And always
And-
remember, even non-for-profit organizations takes money to run.
Right.
These 301Cs and stuff. And all. I mean,
Every
they
AA meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to raise money for that to pay the
to have
rent, to
it
pay for books and stuff like that.
But I wanted to bring something out there to the families and to those that may be struggling or just need to, hear some recovery and not ask for money, not ask for a
And
dime.
we're not as structured as your
No.
AA meetings. We're not a big book based. I mean, we're just.
But it's a great
It's
show.
a
I'm
talk.
telling
It's
you.
a talk show. It's a show to get
Yeah.
out there and talk to friendly people that understand your situation you're going through.
I listen every week. I call almost every week too. And
Mm-hmm.
It's a great thing with what they're doing for people.
He even has a transistor radio he puts by
Yeah.
the bathtub when he's in the bathtub soaking.
Remember the old ones with the one ear plug? That's all. Yeah, that's what I
My
have. Yeah.
grandfather listened to Phillies game.
Yeah.
He'd be
Yeah.
talking to me when I heard what you were saying. He'd just keep shaking his head.
Yeah.
It's
But-
his Philco.
Yeah, Philco, yeah,
Although you would hear, shit,
yeah,
son of a bitch.
yeah.
Oh, Pop's pissed.
Yeah, great memories, man.
Yeah. But I mean,
And
that's
Eric could be the same thing with his phone. He'd be like, what was that? Oh, shit, I can't hear you. What? Hello?
he got a new phone. Leave him alone.
I
It's
know.
got a really good camera, too. But we, I mean, that's what we're
of his
here
dog
for.
in the brambles.
And that's why I ask that you share it out and subscribe so that it reaches people that may need it. And
Really,
You
if
know.
more people, and they can tell somebody, and it's like, it's just
they
great.
tell somebody and
You
they
know,
tell somebody.
You know, and then you got an issue or something, and they call and say, I experienced the same thing. Some people go and say, I got X amount of years, sober, and this is what I did. And
I
all
thought he
that.
was going to say eczema, but no.
It's all about camaraderie and
Heartbreak or
networking. I mean,
psoriasis.
the recovery community is a lot of
Wicker and
camaraderie.
rattan.
Yeah, you won't find more people that are more friendly than in the recovery
Yeah,
community.
they're great.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting paid tonight. See, they compensated me. See, I got a milk bone.
A milk
So
bone.
And your
Hey,
teeth
all-
never look so white.
Yeah. So I got
Wait.
something to gnaw
No
on the way
tartar,
home.
no
Yeah,
tartar.
yeah. Those rawhide chews are just killing my teeth.
He was getting gingivitis
Yeah.
from the rawhide.
Yeah. So if you are out there, you are struggling, and we're coming up to 10:30, and the show ends, you can always call me. I'm always listening. I'm always available. If I don't answer, I may be on the phone with somebody else or doing something that is important that I can't get to the phone right away. Just leave a message. Leave a brief message and your phone number. I will.
Our new friend out there at the Los Alamos, he's a chemical research engineer. All walks of life tune into our program and
Yes.
find something interesting about it. That was nice of him, to not just
Right.
sandbagger, to
Yeah,
say, hey,
it's
hi,
nice.
thanks for what you do,
Right.
best of luck. I mean, that's awesome.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our payback right there. There's somebody
Mm-hmm.
really doesn't it just by chance found us and just felt he had to say hi. That's
Right.
awesome. Thanks.
So that's what we're here for. Anything you want to add, La?
No, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. I can't say Christmas because there's so many damn holidays around this time.
Ramahana Kwanzaa.
Yeah, it's like
Have
so.
a
Whoever you
Ramahana
subscribe
Kwanzaa.
to, I mean,
Yes.
Ramadan,
even if you don't
Kwanzaa,
subscribe to, have a happy something. about
Christmas.
it, yeah.
Right. Have a happy day.
Whatever you may observe,
Yeah.
Have a happy minute.
Observe it.
It doesn't matter.
observe it and
Yeah.
enjoy. And remember, like I always say, it's at that time.
No. And we have
Oh, jeez, we
We
have
have
plenty
8
of time.
minutes.
Yeah, quiet on the set.
Yeah.
Right on the
Just
set.
leave it.
No dead air time.
yes. And Eric likes to reminisce with strangers.
They don't cut.
That all started when he got his first AOL account back then
Strange.
on his dial-up.
Oh my God, that was the freakiest thing.
Bong, bong, bong,
I
bong.
remember my aunt got it, and she got her first computer, and the AOL was there, and they had the chat rooms, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I was talking to somebody from here and there, and blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Oh," so she was at work the one day, and I'm like, let's see what this is about. So I made my own thing, and I went in there, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, and I didn't do anything but to see what it was all about. And I'm sitting there watching it, and they're like, "Hey, Parker Pat." I'm like, "Whoa, oh, they know who like, I'm getting out of this. Like, people can see that I'm here. No way."
Scary shit.
That was so freaky. And now I'm on Facebook all the time, and Instagram, all of them.
We talk to strangers every week. All different places, all our different meetings we go to.
Yeah.
And being on,
Just
on
don't
the
play the
program.
Kanye West card.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, don't play that card.
Can-
Listen,
Cannot.
don't I mention that
Yeah.
name? He's connected to anti-Semitism. There will be
it's
no
like-
anti-Semitism on this show.
Don't judge. I try not to judge, but
Here come the judge. We had a judge on the other week. Mm-hmm. The lovely Judge Duffy.
yes,
No
she
judging,
was.
no judging.
She was awesome. She was an awesome guest, and I hope to have
Definitely.
her back.
And when any of you sandbaggers out there want to be a guest, I know we got some people that know us well. They just don't want to
Yeah, come on in. It's
chat
fun.
and say, "You're going to come in and talk." I mean, we'll even put one of them tiles over you, or put, like, to tell the truth and all. We'll, like, put the
And
I'll tile you out there.
Christine, whenever you're ready, you know where we are.
Yeah, I'll even come and keep you company if you need somebody to hold your hand.
There you go.
So
Larry's the man. Larry's a good friend of the show. He comes in
I
from
love
time
it.
to time.
I love it.
He calls in almost every week. He comes to all
Don't
the
make much
meetings we go
sense,
to.
but I call in every week. Yeah.
But Larry's got a lot of experience. He's got a lot of heart in it too, and he don't mind talking. He's and trying to help anyone out. He's a good guy. Don't let that gruff exterior fool you with
Here goes
all
the
that
ego.
Ozzy Osbourne stuff and the black fingernails.
Yeah.
He's really an old softy.
Eric says, I can still hear the voice. You've got mail.
Yep. Yep. And forever ring in our ears. And that all that bunch of tones, bong, bong, bong. You've got mail. How was that impersonation?
That was a great movie, too. But, yeah, but we're here, and we're always available to chat. Larry's always available. I'll just,
Speaker. You need an AA speaker.
yeah.
I'm the man who can't shut up.
He was very good. We had a gratitude day at Livergrin on Thanksgiving Day.
That
every
I
year.
missed.
Everybody gets up and does a little speech of gratitude. You're all given a 2-minute allotment. Larry barely went over 2 minutes. I was shocked. We were all like side betting that he was going to go on at least for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I had electric shocks hooked up to me with 2 minutes.
He was like just under 3
yeah,
minutes, and
yeah.
like we were like,
Yeah, it was a pocket-sized cattle prong, and it was like,
that's why like John wanted me to be the
I'll tell you,
timer.
it's
He
like, I guess
said,
my time's up. Yeah.
John wanted me to be the timer. So I'm not being a heavy cutting people off. I don't want that, John. No thanks.
I wanted to get I saw a thing on Facebook today, the roulette shocker. And it's a little game, and everybody puts their finger on it.
It's barbaric looking.
I'm like, oh, I have to get that.
But I should say, my wife got her stun gun. I had to test it to see if it really hurt. It hurt like a son of a bitch. I can honestly tell you that. I shocked myself with it. I was shocked. I actually burned two little tiny holes in my pant.
Christine, I am so mad that I did not get one of them damn bunk cakes. I'm telling you. I'm like, I can't believe I forgot to order mine. I'm such an idiot. I'm so blonde. But, yeah, everybody seemed to like, I know a friend of mine, a Facebook friend, she donated a bundt cake
We go from recovery
For
to
a
bundt cakes.
for a recovery house. It was a fundraiser for my granddaughter's dance center,
There was no
and
topic we
I
will uncover.
put it out there on Facebook. I put it on the wrong page, but I put it out there, and people. I said, if you don't want one for yourself, you could always order one for a recovery house, and I'll be happy to deliver it. And a Facebook friend actually
You've got mail.
donated it, and I took it to the house for Thanksgiving, and the next day I dropped off some of the fixings, and the guys came out. That bundt cake was delicious. I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I get one of them damn things?
You exercising to lose it. You try a light bun cake. I guess if they have light cigarettes, I'll have a light bun cake. I'll have light everything
I
now.
thought
Yeah.
about exercising.
Sugar free.
Christine,
Exercise this morning. I
Fat-free
went down to
and-
the foot pass.
Christine, I have
Nothing-free.
I have those bicycle pedals that don't have a bike to it. We'll put it under the desk. You
Get a
can come in
unicycle.
and pedal them. Not that you need to lose any weight.
Yeah,
we
God,
won't be able to
yeah.
see you.
We're coming up on that time.
Yep.
Yes. Well, guys, it is 10:30. Have a very great week. Enjoy the December. We're doing the countdown with the kids. We have the Advent book calendar. Tonight was book 2. And we're doing the countdown for Christmas. Everybody have a great week. Be
Ta-ta.
safe out there with the holidays. If you're feeling down and depressed, please call somebody. Don't sit in it. Don't let it eat you up. Contact somebody. Get that support. We're here. We're listening. We will see you back here Friday from 9 to 10:30, unless hours change for our person. So everybody have a great week. We will see you next Friday.
Love you all.
All right, that's for me and Larry. I want to tell you, remember, folks, recovery works if you work it.
Work it.
Peace out, everybody.